Hello. So I'm just waiting on Mandy to connect. This is our first live, and welcome for anyone that's jumping on. We have it scheduled for 1 o'clock today, and I'm really excited to have you here. Thanks for coming. I'm going to get Mandy on here so we can get ready to chat with you. Let's see. It's not always so easy to get someone up here. All right. Hey, Mandy.
Hey, it worked.
It worked today. We did a little practice session yesterday to make sure that we'd be up and running. And we scheduled this for 1, so we've got about a minute or two before we get started and cracking. And we're excited to have our friends here and our colleagues here and our family here.
Hi, Judy.
And
thank you for coming.
yeah, Judy, thanks so much for being here today. So we're going to get rolling with our questions in about a minute because some people that are on here don't know either of us. So
I know.
That's what makes Insta Live so exciting. Exciting. You never really know exactly who's coming on and who's going to be there watching. So I actually taught my mom how to do this today. So I'm hoping she's coming on too.
Hey, Mom, you better be there.
You got to be there, right?
Now you got to be in there. That's right.
Exactly. So I'm up in Boston today, and you are down in
Peachtree City, Georgia for another 48 hours.
Wow. Wait, what's it called again?
24 hours. Peachtree City, Georgia.
Peachtree City, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's that southern accent. I couldn't catch the Peachtree.
Yeah. It comes and goes. But yeah, so fly to Orlando tomorrow before my big trip.
Yeah, we're going to tell people about your big trip.
Sunday, yeah.
As we're chatting today, we're going to let people know a little bit about your big trip. So for anyone that's here watching us, I'm Caryn Saitz, and I'm super excited today to have Mandy Pullin on with me. And, you know, it's been an amazing year getting to know Mandy, and I'm excited for you guys to meet her and to learn more about her because she's an amazing human being, and I honestly am so honored to have her both as my colleague and as my friend. So welcome, Mandy, and we're going to get rolling. And I was really thinking about how did we actually meet? And it was probably about a year ago. And we were
because it was in my memories today. I was posting about the virtual event. So I thought that was pretty fitting.
We were both on something called the virtual event of virtual events. And we were taking the time for ourselves to learn more around how do you produce these virtual events, which obviously now are like, you know, just part of our life and our memory and everything else. And Mandy was in my room, and there were about 1,000 plus people on this at this event. And believe it or not, you can really meet people virtually and, you know, at an event. And so we met at this event and connected and became friends. And here we are today. And we've got a lot to share with you about what the last year has looked like for both of us. So tell us a little bit, Mandy, about what you do. I know you wear a lot of hats. You wear more hats than most of us. You're a military wife, you have family, you've moved, and this year has really been a year of transitions for you. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and then what's been the key to your transition? You know, what's really allowed you to be able to go out there and do all these things?
Yeah, so I'm trying to take hats off. So that's been one of the things for this year for sure. Is I did wear a lot of hats. When we met at that time, I was recovering from COVID. I was a military spouse. I was homeschooling 2 children. I was running a travel business, and I was doing another side business from home as well. So I basically had 5 jobs plus being sick and trying to deal with all of that. So in this last year, while we have been working and getting to know each other and working together, I have, my husband has retired from the military. We have moved from Fort Bragg, North Carolina, home to Georgia, which is where we both grew up. We live about 3 miles away from my family now, so that's exciting.
That's great.
My kids are back in public school by their choice. They're very happy about that, so that's a different stressor, but it's also, I have all day to myself to work from home, so that's a little bit different. I can take my homeschool mom hat off and just have my regular school mom hat on. So that's,
one down, 5 to go.
That's right. Yeah, I feel like, the Cat in the Hat or the Mad Hatter, it's just taking them off and off and off and off. But just take one off and put a new one on, right? But primarily now, I have solidified into my travel business. Travel, as everyone knows, has been an adventure in and of itself through COVID. So I have been incredibly grateful for the relationship that we have developed, and through meeting you and working with you and everyone else, because the transition process and having the community to work through a lot of this with has been really, really helpful. And knowing that it's okay to actually take a hat off and leave it and never go back to it again. It's pretty hard for a type A personality like me. So
well, you've done a good job
on many occasions.
You are on your way, Mandy, which is really great. So what Mandy's referring to is that she joined the Renaissance Mastermind in March of this year. So we're almost 10 months into the mastermind, and we have eight other women that are just really gotten to know each other and trust each other and respect each other. So A, how come you joined it, number one? And two, what's the impact, been on you?
So I actually joined, you invited me and, offered the mastermind to me. And it was really an interesting, dynamic in that room in the virtual events. And so the group of people that kind of came together was fun. And then I had seen a lot of information on masterminds and how they worked. And you hear the buzz about them, but sometimes they're kind of veiled in secrecy and you don't exactly know what's going on in those things. And so getting to know you, and I trusted you, and I thought, if I'm going to do this, this is the perfect time. It's COVID. I'm not allowed to go anywhere, so I can commit to this. I maybe can commit to this one more thing and be able to do this and actually be able to do it the way it needs to be done. And so I signed up, and I was pretty quickly blown away by the other people in the community that we have. So I'm glad I feel like I've been able to hold my own. That was another.
Absolutely. No question.
I know that, those, especially that first meeting, there were a few of us that were in there going, what is happening? So it has been very eye-opening for me on many levels. I will say that I feel like I am much better for the last 8 months, professionally for certain, to have been able to get the feedback and the guidance and the mentorship and all the things that come with being part of this mastermind. But personally too, it's been a hard year.
For sure. For everyone.
It's been a hard year for everyone. So we are really across this entire continent, our group. So we are from sea to sea and from Nova Scotia all the way down. So it's pretty incredible that we're that far apart but still this close together. And so I'm really thankful for the opportunity to have been a part of it. And I think anyone, regardless of what industry they're in or what level in their business they're in, it would be so beneficial for them.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't really know that much about a mastermind, we actually meet every 2 weeks. It is completely virtual. And as Mandy said, we have someone in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and we've got Mandy down in Georgia, and we've got New York, and we've got California. And so at the end of the day, people are just everywhere. And what they bring is an incredibly diverse perspective to each of our challenges and issues, partially because of what they do, partially because of where they live, and because of their experiences that they've had over the years. And everybody brings their experience to the table. And what's great is they're sharing it. And we have built an incredible space that's safe and confidential, and really a lot of trust and respect in the group. And it's been amazing to get to know each person individually and collectively as a group. So that part's been fantastic. And who would you recommend if, if somebody wanted to be part of the mastermind? We're actually launching another one called the WIT Mastermind, which is for women in transition, which obviously you fit that that mold and that space. Who would you, if you could pick someone to go in there, who would you say it would be really helpful for?
I really do think, I'm biased because the group that we were in, we called ourselves the Renaissance Mastermind because we all felt like we were recreating ourselves. I think COVID did that for a lot of people. They stepped back and really did some soul searching and decided what really mattered to them, and they started to pursue whatever was really going to matter to them. But I think somebody that to join this mastermind, I think the perfect person or if you're out there and you're sitting there saying, I either don't know how to get started or I've started, but I'm just kind of in that flux of which way do I go? And, regardless of the level you're operating, I think everyone needs the sounding board that has the respect, and you have the safe space, and they are, a lot of times it's non-competing, and they can give you personal experiences, professional experiences, and really just kind of, that polling of the audience who genuinely just has your best interest at heart and doesn't have any kind of other interest in you at all.
Right.
So if you need that kind of guidance, and I think a lot of people don't even recognize that they need it. I certainly didn't recognize that I needed it to the level that I've benefited from it.
Right. Well, so it's interesting. As women, we all think, oh, we got this. We could solve it. Okay, so I'm wearing 5 hats. What's the difference? My kids are home. My husband's sick. We're moving. We're doing all this. Oh, no problem. But the truth of the matter is, if we team up with people, it makes it so much easier. We take so much of that burden off of just ourselves, and we have a group of people who say, you know what, if you just did this, or think about this, because for me that worked, and it all comes from their experience. It's not advice, it's not
right.
It's truly their experience, and they're learning from that experience, and they get to share it with each other. And it's an amazing thing to have that dynamic where you're like, oh my God, I'm not alone. I don't have to just do this by myself. And you know what? There's somebody here that gets how I'm thinking. And you know what? I think also as women entrepreneurs, it's really hard to find those people that understand what we might be going through on a daily basis. And to have that support and to have that energy, is so
the energy is
critical.
A big one. I think the energy is a big one, right? We talked in our group about how often should we meet? Should we meet weekly? Should we meet bi-weekly, monthly? And so many of us were like, no, we don't want to meet less, because the energy of our group is so important to us to sit down. Dogs, we are not doing that right now. Excuse me.
No problem.
Clean something out of puppy. Hey.
Dogs have become part of our everyday life and part of our work and part of our office.
Sure. I have my 2, and the 2 Fosters are down here with me right now.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
We have work on the house being done, but so that energy that it brings, you know that if something comes up that you normally would be stressed out about, or you would normally have that low level anxiety, it gives you that group that you're like, I know I've got somewhere that I can. It's almost like a therapy session to a lot of degrees, like it's a therapy session
work.
Specifically to what you need, you know what I mean? Yeah, for work, right? And regardless of what that work is, I don't want anyone to think, we're everything in our group, from corporate to fashion to travel to, food. We've got the gambit of
a huge diverse spectrum
of entrepreneurs, right? And so I think that that's been helpful too, because you do see the commonalities, right?
Right. Well, the issues are the same. How we
Right.
approach them may be different for our individual businesses, but the challenges that we all face, we're all facing a lot of the same challenges. And
Exactly.
so, bringing those problems and those challenges, and frankly, experts who can also help us to the table, is a big plus on a daily basis for us to work through. Speaking
sure.
of which, next week, you are off on, I think, the journey of a lifetime. Can you share what you're doing? So Mandy has this amazing adventure travel agency, and I think you're off seriously on an adventure. So share with us, where are you going? What are you doing?
For sure. So DPP Travel is our primary niche is luxe adventure. So we want to go out and have big adventures, but we want to leave small footprints, right? We want to work with sustainable companies and companies that are working towards their B Corp certification or already that way, and that are going to go out and see the world, but also preserve the world. And so one trip that I get to do, I leave tomorrow. I fly to Orlando tomorrow, and then on Sunday I board a private charter plane that flies me to Ushuaia, Argentina, and I am going to Antarctica for 9 days. So I'm really excited. My background prior to being a travel agent is in science and teaching. So to be on a polar class cruise to the South Pole it's a
crazy amazing.
It's crazy amazing. People keep sending me messages and saying, "You're going to Antarctica on Sunday. Like, have you flipped out yet?" And I'm like, I still kind of think I'm in denial. Like, I've packed my bag. I am packed today.
Is it cold there, or not any colder than here?
It is the summer there.
Oh, okay.
Their summer is low 40s.
Oh, so it's really not bad at all.
It's still icy, and it's still, everything's still frozen. But it's supposed to be low 30s to low 40s are their highs in the summer. So
you're on a boat the whole time, right? You're on
I'm on a 5-star luxury ocean liner.
All right. We expect photos. We expect to see this documented on Instagram. On your Instagram. What is your Instagram? ADPP Travel, I think it is, right? At
DPP Travel. So at DPP, like Dream Planning Pros. I've got my little guy up here. Here you go.
DPP. Perfect. Yeah. So you're going to document that and share that with us, right?
Absolutely. And we are actually doing a social media takeover for our overhead agency that we work with, Gifted Travel Network. So if you follow DPP Travel on any of our social media, Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, it will be there, as well as on Gifted Travel, and as well Atlas Ocean Voyages is who we're cruising with, and we're super excited to have been given that opportunity. So
I have to say, I think penguins are really cute, and I can't wait to see all the little all the little creatures that are on the ground there.
If I see a macaroni penguin in real life, I will squeal like a little girl, which is not me at all. But I will probably lose my composure a little bit.
That's okay. You're entitled, because it's truly once in a lifetime. So
in the wild, once in a lifetime. Exactly. My daughter wanted to know if I was going to see a narwhal. I'm like, wrong ocean, wrong end of the world. That's the north side, not the south side. But who knows what we're going to see. And so we're super excited, and I can't wait to share it with everybody. And we have another group planned. So if you see this trip and you want to go with us,
oh my God, you're going to go twice? Oh,
we're going to go. We're going to send a group in 2023, and then we've got with this same company, a group to the British Isles and a group to the Mediterranean put together. So if anybody wants to cruise Atlas, when you see Atlas and you say, "Yeah, I want to do that, but I don't want to be freezing cold. I would rather go to the Mediterranean," we can do that. So we've got places all over the world and all that jazz. But that's the most imminent is Antarctica.
Okay, so I don't know how you're going to top this, frankly, but do you have goals besides going to the Antarctic? I mean, are there goals for the year that are really important to you, that you've really thought about, and also that the Mastermind has helped you focus on, that you want to happen in 2022?
For sure. Well, first of all, we talked about all the hats. The Mastermind has helped me prioritize my hats, which is one, and really recognize where my value is and how to keep that sense of value. And yes, of course I have goals. I have my stuff for my vision board that I'm working on. But for me, it is first, I'm like the Disney person of customer service. Safety is the number one priority. So I want, my primary goal always every year for my clients is for them all to go and come back safely. That's just, I want everybody to be safe. My family and also my clients. But I really, for my primary goal is I want to sell to the people I want to sell to.
You want your client, you want your dream clients, right?
I want my ideal client, and I want to be at a point where I can say no to everyone else and have someone that I can refer those people to, because just because they're not my ideal client doesn't mean they're not someone else's ideal client.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to that. A big goal for DPP Travel is to take on contractors so that I can have someone on my team to refer the romantic wedding to.
That's not your specialty?
That's not my thing. I love people, but brides and I am not a very girly girl. So brides and I are not really.
That's not how you want to spend your weekend.
Yeah, that's not what makes me excited. I'm excited about volcanoes and, sloths
Farms
and stuff.
And
Farms
nature
and nature, exactly. And dolphins and those kinds of things. So, rose petals and dinners on the beach and stuff like that are not really
not your thing.
That's not my brilliance, as we would say in GTN. So so that's a big one for sure. We have a ton planned. So to say I would want this or that other trip would be insane.
So now that you're living in Georgia, new house, kids in school, do you have other goals in terms of being down there that you want to accomplish? I hear that you want to totally streamline your business. You want to take off some of those hats. Anything else, that's family, personal, or that, that the move has really inspired you to do?
For sure. So being home and being able to work from home is a blessing. It was kind of the mandatory thing for everybody in COVID, right? We took it for granted a little bit, but we were also all trapped in our houses together. So being here and being able to set this up in such a way that it's not just that we have to spend time together, but we get to spend quality time together, and that we all have a common focus. And the Pullin team has a common focus, and a common, target to aim at. And one of those things is experiences, not things, right? So being able to travel with them as well as traveling with my business is
one of your goals for the year.
For traveling with my family, I got to take my husband on a river cruise in December. So he's excited because we're doing Ireland in September. We have space on that group. He's very excited about that. My goal for family travel with the children is I would like to get them to an adventure activity type trip.
All right.
I'm going to Costa Rica in March, but I'm not going with my family. I'm going with my sister for our birthday. So I would like to take them on something like that before the
So actually, that's one of my rapid fire questions to pull this together for you. So what's your favorite adventure related activity, and maybe something that you want to do with your family going forward?
Oh, well, horseback riding for sure, but not with my family because they don't ride horses. So
you don't want them to learn?
They are not interested in learning. I mean, my husband will ride a horse, but it is not his thing. The girls know how to ride. It is not their thing. So I'm taking a group to Scotland in June to go ride horses in Scotland. And so for me, the adventure activity, the big one is to be able to start riding again. With the family, it's to do things like hiking and whitewater rafting and that kind of thing.
Okay. So along that with rapid fire, favorite trip in the last 3 years?
Scotland. No question.
Okay. Favorite Southern food?
Grits. Shrimp and grits, particularly.
Do you cook it or buy it?
Grits, yes. Shrimp and grits, I have, but they're never as good as they are in Savannah. So,
Okay. Favorite location that you've lived in? Because you've moved around.
Savannah.
Savannah. Okay. And what about Savannah?
Savannah is very typical, what they call low country lifestyle. It's chill and there's always something to do. So every weekend there's somewhere to go and something to do should you choose to go and do, but it is very easy to just not
Hang.
and
Okay.
hang out. Yeah. So yeah, I just love Savannah. It's beautiful.
Okay. And the best book you read?
Oh gosh, that's so hard. If you hold my feet to the fire and make me pick one, it's Outlander.
Okay. And I think you're part of a larger Outlander community, if I'm
I
not mistaken.
Yes, I am. I admin the Hewins Hooligans group. I am one of 6 other worker bees that are admins of the Hewins Hooligans, and have been since the TV show was cast for Stars. But I've been a member of the Outlander fan group since far before that. But that particular book got me through, and its series and relative
Another hat that you forgot to tell us about that
Another
you wear.
hat I forgot to tell you about. Yeah. So that series is very, very, not single-handedly, but one of very few things that was an anchor through 14 deployments. So I truly, truly appreciate that series.
And is it nice to have your husband home now?
It is nice to have my husband home now. Being married to someone that goes all the time and then having them home all the time is a challenge in and of itself.
Yes.
For both of us. He's used to leaving and me staying, and now it's me leaving and him staying. So that was his
turn.
thing.
It's okay.
2 weeks. I'm going to be Mr. Mom for 2 weeks. I was like, you're going to be okay. You're not having to close on a house. You don't have the kids all day at home with you. You're not living in box land. You know, it's just home, and you put them on the bus in the morning. It'll be awesome. It won't be hard at all. So, yeah, but it is great to have him home and see him kind of settle back into who he is.
That's fantastic. And also, we thank him for all the service that he's done for this country, because he's really been out there for a long time doing amazing things, serving this country. So that's really special. And I'm sure that being part of that community has been an incredible experience for you.
It is. There are, you know, military spouses, we say we don't say goodbye, we say see you later. It's a small army. You will see people again. I have lifelong friends that live all over the world. So if I go to Italy right now, I have someone to stay with. If I go to, you know, Russia, just about, Georgia, the country, I have someone to stay with. You know, I have a military spouse probably in every 50 states I could stay with. So it doesn't matter how long it's been since we've seen each other, you know.
So those connections are forever.
That's a forever connection too, and that's similar
pretty
to
special. You know, exactly. It is similar to the mastermind, because you have this opportunity to go deep with people, and you have this commonality in terms of, you know, you're all looking to grow yourselves, your business, you know, what you do and how you do it. And so, you know, being open, having that vulnerability, and also being in that trusting environment is very similar to being in this mastermind. Yes, it's a much smaller environment, you know, with 8 to 10 women, but it does give you that sense of community that that I hope and I believe will continue. And the nice part about it is the Renaissance Mastermind will continue through this year, obviously, and then we're starting the WIT Mastermind also for women in transition. So we have another opportunity for another 8 to 10 women to come together and do something really special. And I'm excited to see who joins that and how they join that. And if anyone is interested in joining that, please DM me, reach out to me at Caryn Saitz. It is starting soon, and we want to make sure that it's a good fit. And the other thing about the mastermind is that it's curated. So really and truly, it's by application only. And it's not that it's exclusive, but it's by application only to ensure that there is a good fit and that camaraderie, you know, and trust and respect can be developed in the group. So it makes it really special. So I'm excited to see where you go and where your next life destinations are, because it's so much fun following you and seeing what you're doing and sharing it with the group. So,
and you'll see more from me, but you'll also see more from a partnership that's developed between two of us that we're linking up and working together on for this fall. So
that's
Kiara,
great.
when you have Kiara, I'm sure she'll talk some more about that. But one thing we didn't mention, Caryn, that I wanted to point out was the guest speakers. And you mentioned that you curate the group and that you curate the process.
Bringing in experts and guest speakers as well to the group. Yeah.
Yes. And that is very, very personalized. So I thought that was a huge draw for me too. I wasn't expecting that to be, I knew it would be beneficial, but sorry, they're so loud. I knew it would be beneficial, but I wasn't expecting to get as much out of it because you truly picked targeted guests for
Absolutely.
what the needs of our group were. And I just can't tell you how much I appreciate that. The fact that you obviously are very in tune with us and what we want and what we need. And sometimes what we need that we don't even know that we need. And that has been really fun to see. Like, I would not have expected a person that sells fragrance things to have been as
open
impactful.
Your chakras in the moment, right?
That's right. Yeah. I didn't expect that particular speaker to be as beneficial. Excuse me while I throw a Post-it note at my dog. And he's grabbing it and running away with it, just so you know.
Hey, whatever makes him happy, right?
He says, all right, I got this present. My mom gave me a present. I'm off. But yeah, so the guest speakers, that is another big piece that Caryn does really go out of her way to bring in appropriate and super targeted, really respected individuals to talk to you and to help you work through things and problems and issues and whatever it is, to help you grow personally, professionally, mentally, you know. So I can't say.
Yeah, I mean, well, we polled the group. I mean, it was important to understand what everyone in the group was looking for and, you know, where they are. You know, it changes, you know, over the course of a year.
I don't think that many other ones are that agile, though. I think they've kind of got their plan and they've got their syllabus and they're going to click through that. And
this is very customized. There's a process. The process is called Curate. And each piece of that process is implemented throughout the course. And part of that is customizing the program from start to finish based on the needs. And the needs change. Over the course of the last 10 months, people have grown. They started with only an idea. Now they're implementing their idea and we're supporting the implementation. Or they came to the table and had no idea what they wanted to do. And so, you know, so much has changed and grown over the last year that having that process in place, but being nimble with it has been extraordinary. And even for myself, in terms of,
it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to be part of. It brings me joy to see all of you just, you know, fly and really be where you want to be and continue to grow. So that's what, you know, that's what's exciting. And also the friendships and the partnerships that have been made and the connections that have been made really are special. And I hope that they, you know, continue forever. So, you know, for me, getting to know you has been amazing. And I never would have met you, you know, short of this.
Not in a million years.
We're in different worlds. We're in different spheres. We come from different backgrounds, but I love engaging with you and I love learning from you and I love, you know, seeing your adventures. And, you know, it has taught me so much that it's been an incredibly special relationship. So thank you.
Thank you. And I ditto to all of that. It's been pretty incredible. We say travel opens your, without travel, you would just live in a bubble, right? And you live in a vacuum. And I think that COVID opened the world and COVID closed the world, right? And so,
I don't
I'm
know that
very,
it's
very
closed. I
thankful.
think it's still open. I think it's
No,
still
I think it's
evolving, you
blown
know?
open. And I think that that's one of the things that the virtual aspect of COVID has really given us another tool to make connections that we never would have had
Absolutely.
before. And I'm so thankful for it because my husband calls all of you my friends in my phone. And that comes from my friend Kelly, but who's also a friend in my phone. But that's
But
one of
we're in
those
real
things.
life. We're not just
Yeah,
in your phone.
right. Yeah, he
We're
said
real
you're going to go talk
people.
to those ladies. You're going to go talk to the ladies on your computer and the friends in your phone. I'm like, yes, it's time for the friends on my phone. So when we do our meetings at night, that's where he says I am. Is she's talking to her friends. But that's really who you are. All the ladies in the group. I think if I walked up to, I could walk up to Judy on the street. I could walk up to, Lorena or anyone, and it would be like meeting an old friend at this point. It's not going to be. It's a very personal relationship after 10 months. And I think that the smallness of the mastermind, that 8 to 10 women, allows you to build that sense of community faster. And that's
Absolutely.
really beneficial.
And also
really beneficial.
Right. And I think that everybody's been so different and they've brought so much to the table, and they've been vulnerable and open and honest and authentic, and all of the pieces that are critical to making connections and really knowing people, and also learning from them. And I think that, if there's a commonality, it's all of us want to learn and grow, and all of us want to take our dreams and have them become reality, and all of us want to see things that we've been thinking about come to life. And so that's been an incredibly, special opportunity for all of us. So I know you're off tomorrow, and I don't want to take too much more of your time because it's a big trip, and and so I know I appreciate you taking the time today. We're going to have a few of the other women who are in the group come on and do some other conversations so other people can get to know them as well. I think that they're going to love them the way that, we really care about each other, and it's just been a really special relationship. So I wish for you a safe trip.
Thank you.
And an incredible trip. I can't wait to follow it. And I look forward to an unbelievable year of, more learning and more getting to know everyone. And also in-person meeting the whole group.
Absolutely.
Having a retreat in person.
It's going to happen.
Is one of my goals for 2022. So everybody gets to really spend time together, and we're not just phone friends or Zoom friends or virtual friends, but and I know we're not. We're really friends for life, but at the end of the day, it'll be great to meet everybody in person. So thanks for taking the time today. And I look forward to following your trip next week. So safe travels.
I look forward to seeing everybody else on too. So
thanks, Mandy. Take care.
Yes,
safe
ma'am.
trip.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.